WJTV Sports. Steve, I asked you last week. You said you weren't there yet. Is it DEFCON 1 now for the Mississippi State baseball program?
I don't know. It's close. I mean, it's like you expected to go over there and at least get one, but, man, you hope to get two, and it was there for the taking. And that's one thing for sure. The Bulldog fans are not apathetic. They're angry, and that's the thing that I think that you play with this thing out with is that the first three series you knew were going to be difficult. But, I guess some of the mistakes on the Saturday game were the thing that just kind of stick with me. I mean,
five errors, Steve?
And you spot them with 7-0 lead, and then you come back and take the lead. And then it turned into a real, regular baseball game. But it's like you can't make those mistakes and expect to win in this league.
All right, so, and then yesterday, that was a routine hit to right field. And it goes from a guy on first to a guy on second. Then Oklahoma it's 3-3. You were there. You were in Norman, Oklahoma. You're the only one that travels everywhere. And then all of a sudden the floodgates open. You just can't allow. Look, I don't think Oklahoma. I think they're far from really good, but I think they got a good team. Okay, I mean they didn't jump off the field or off the page at me over the weekend, even though they're ranked number 10. I mean, I think you and I have watched a ton of baseball. I've seen a bunch of really good SEC teams. I don't put them in that category at all. But in that game, 3-3, I mean, wasn't that a routine single to right field, Steve, in the SEC?
Yeah, you just misplay it. And, about the quality of Oklahoma, I mean, their pitching is going to come back to get them. I mean, one guy threw 3 times on the weekend and three other guys threw twice this weekend. I mean, and the depth of that pitching staff will eventually catch up with them. The thing that impressed me about Oklahoma is they did all the little things right.
Boom.
They scored. I mean, just like yesterday, they opened the game up with you walk the leadoff hitter and he scores without the benefit of a hit, just because of the fact that they're gonna move runners. I mean, how many times did they get a guy to third, and it seemed like almost every time the guy would hit a ground ball to second, score the run, or get a
or bunt.
Fly out. Yeah, they did all the little things right, the nuances of the game. That they were elite, and that's the thing when you don't have LSU quality talent, you got to have elite management, and they did.
Well, John Cohen's teams did, and you and I both like Chris Lemonis, and he's had some success, obviously. But if this goes the way it could go, this will be 3 of the last 4 years. I mean, Steve, they're going to make a change and they got 24 games, Steve, conference. So what do you think gets it? They've got 1 win. So they would have to win 12 of 24 to go 13-17. If that punches your ticket, I mean, where are you going with the numbers? Where do you think this will land around March 25th or 8th or whenever the hell the selection show is, Steve?
Well, my concern with that is I think with this schedule that the 13 and 17 is probably not enough to get you into a regional. I think you've got to get 14 or 15 to be in the conversation, because the schedule lightens up and State's going to play some teams I don't think that have great RPI. I mean, you got to win these midweek games, but I don't think 13 is going to be enough to make it.
Okay, so I don't think you're usually on the side of optimism. It doesn't sound 24 games left. They've got 1 win. If you got to get to 14 or 15, even with Kentucky, Ole Miss, and Missouri on the schedule, I mean, my God, you'd have to make a run at some point, Steve, of winning 7 of 9 over a three weekend series, and that may still not be enough depending on what you do in some other weekends. I mean, walk me through the numbers here. How do you get to the SEC tournament and either safely in, or all you got to do is win a game? How about that?
Well, everybody's going. But I think that the bigger issue is you're going to have to pick up some sweeps. I mean, not just series wins. I mean, you got South Carolina coming in here. I mean, you have to sweep them. I mean, you absolutely have to sweep them. And that's the thing that you wanted to avoid, is put yourself in a situation where your back's against the wall very early in the season. And, listen, State's had some success against LSU, but it's LSU, and then they had a disappointing weekend. They're going to be locked in this weekend. And I've said all along, I thought that their relief pitching was a little bit sketchy. But the reality of it is, at this point, State's close, but they just haven't proven that they can come out and win a close game on a regular basis. I mean, you get the big win Friday against one of the better starters in the league, and then Saturday turns into a slugfest because of the win. But the reality of it is, the margin for error is so small. Like, if you just think about how everybody would feel today had you won this series, it'd be completely different. And it boils down to one inning, one at bat, one pitch. And that's where State has struggled, is when that big moment has come, even though they got a lot of big hits on Saturday, but not enough, is when these big moments have come, State hadn't been able to come through. That's what concerns you when you start thinking about, okay, well, South Carolina's coming in here. Can this team play clean enough and consistently get big hits to sweep that series? And at this point, I would have to say no.
Yeah, and they're halfway through the season. So, bottom line, do you think this staff makes it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ready to make any determinations because it is a long season. I mean, we've been in these situations before, and I do think this team is capable of making a run, but it's got to start immediately. It can't be. You can't say, okay, now we're 1-8. I think if you go down to LSU and get tanked down there, it's going to be very difficult to resuscitate things, but also to keep the fan base engaged. I mean, that's the thing. I think it's too early to make any decisions. You got to look at the totality of the season, but the early returns are not good.
All right, I got 1 minute. How did they all of a sudden start playing clean baseball?
Well, I think you may have to put somebody on the bench. That's the thing that I've learned about coaching kids and coaching players. When you lose the ability to play, you tend to clean up your play, and I think that's an aspect of it. But I think Sawyer Reeves probably needs to play every day, and I think he gives you more at the plate. And Punch and Judy just doesn't do it in this league, and I think that's an aspect of it too.
Good Lord, it doesn't.
Yeah, you got to go out there and score big runs, and you need big innings. You can't just manage it thinking, okay, let's just get the lead. And that was one of the things. Yesterday you had a chance to expand, bases loaded with one out, and you double play. You got to get a productive out to at least expand the lead, and you don't.
God, Oklahoma did you are so right. They did all the little things right. Reminded me of John Cohen once he got it going. 5 errors on Saturday? That's 8th grade stuff, Steve.
And it was a different player every time.
I did. That's 8th grade stuff. I just. All right. Hey, thanks for jumping on short notice. Appreciate you. All right. All right. Colonel Kang is raising hell on genespage.com on the baseball message board, and the guy is spot on. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. It's Tito's Vodka Bloody Mary time for Mississippi State fans. What else are you going to do? Ole Miss winning big. They've got an unbelievable athletic director that's been there forever, and they got 2 really good coaches in football and basketball.